Sorry about that. We were having some technical issues. But anyway, we want to get back to the Lakers. Basketball, as you may have known, the Dallas Mavericks won. The Lakers have now fallen back to the sixth seed in the Western Conference with the Clippers up on deck. Now, what I was trying to get into earlier before the video, the technical issues, was that I want to know what you think also. So, like I said, like, share, comment, hit the notification bell for all notifications. Leave a comment in the comment section and what you think about this topic. As Lebron James says he's going to rush himself back because the Lakers needed him. He comes back and he plays the the Sacramento Kings, and they blew a lead in the fourth quarter and lost. And Sacramento is a losing basketball team. The Toronto Raptors are also a losing basketball team, and they blew the Lakers out. Now, I'm hearing conflicting stories. Now, I know we've heard Dennis Schroeder. He may not even get to play for the rest of the regular season. He may have to sit out the rest of it because health protocols. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. Now, number two, I've heard rumors that did LeBron James fake an injury? You think about it this way. They had a huge lead. You would have never thought they would have dropped completely out like they did. And so if he had did that, he was taking a big chance. But again, he said he rushed to come back early. They lost both times. And now he's going to sit out and give his sore ankle some rest for the next two games. And they need the Lakers in the next game. This is embarrassing. And this is why I say, is LeBron James scared to play against the Clippers? And, but here it is. This is, the Clippers are going to end up sweeping the Lakers this season. I said that the Lakers, there was no way they could beat Denver. Somehow they did, some way. But, I have to give it credit to Anthony Davis. But I want you to know, Anthony, you're going to have to be that guy. I don't think LeBron is going to, when I heard LeBron talking about he don't think he'll ever be 100% again, lets me know that it's, can we make excuses? Look, he's 36 years old. Father Time does catch up to you. Maybe he just don't want to let that go. But look, if you can play, he needs to go out there and play and help his team beat these Clippers. Without Dennis Schroeder, now they're going to be out with LeBron for the next two games. It's ridiculous. And I don't know what's going on with LeBron, but Anthony Davis is the leader of this team, no matter what anybody else says. He was the best on the Lakers last season. I know he hasn't been the same this season. LeBron was having an awesome season, so that doesn't make no sense why he would have faked an injury. But the Lakers were still a winning squad, even without Anthony Davis. So LeBron was pushing himself hard. But again, they were winning games. And to me, Andre Drummond in the starting lineup, I don't think is helping. As I was looking at the stats from the other night, heck, man, Montrezl Harrell scored double of what Drummond did in half the minutes, more than half the minutes. And I think you got to put Montrezl Harrell back on the starting roster, and I think they need to get um, a lineup where you could put Montrezl Harrell maybe at the forward position and Gasol at the center, or if AD's out, do the same thing with Andre Drummond. I think if they could do that, I think they could generate more defense, and I believe they will get more easier buckets from some of their teams. But the other guys, and I don't know what Frank Vogel's doing, but half of the time he's not playing most of the players, which makes no sense. He plays them a little here, a little there. But, if I see a guy like Montrezl Harrell, I think he played, what, 8 to 10 minutes and had over 10 points, something like that. And here was Drummond, who played over 20 some minutes and only had 4. Come on, man, you got to put Harrell back into that starting lineup. He's quicker. I think he's in some ways stronger. And plus his rebounds was huge. Drummond didn't have not even one rebound. Come on now. That should tell you something, I think. I don't know if Drummond is going to fit into the system or not, but right now, as I see it, you've got to take him out of the starting position. If not, I'm going to put it this way: if Frank Vogel blows the season by the stupid lineups that he puts out there, he's got a job. I think he's going to lose it. Jason Kidd will surely take over. If not, one of the what I would love to see is a guy like Phil Jackson step back on a Laker court again. I don't ever see that happening, but if it did, it would be so awesome. But again, what do you think about LeBron James? Is he now just scared to play the Clippers because he played 2 different losing teams and got beat? Or is he really not ready to come back fully? And, to me, I think, this has been said and done before. He did just a lot in the first season with the Lakers, not wanting to play the good teams after his injury. But, since he's been with the Lakers, he's had 2 of his worst injuries in his career. So, I really don't know what to say, but I do know one thing is that there's people that is on that lineup that shouldn't be on that lineup, and I think there's better 2-way players that they could even bring to the team. I think that, in my opinion, they are better free agents than Alfonso McKinney or a Jared Dudley, he can't play whether he's injured or not. But anyway, he's injured, can't play whatsoever. Probably, he may lose his career completely during this season, especially if he has to have the surgery on his leg. But in my opinion, I think those were a couple of guys that you can cut And there's, a few players that I would pick up, a couple players to add to the roster, because what they're doing right now, all I can say is I think they was lucky. Denver was having a bad game too. Nurkic sure wasn't. That dude is Nikolai Novich, however his name is pronounced. This guy's a dominant player. He had like 34 points, and in a loss, Michael Porter Jr. had a great night, and there was other players, but it was just one of those nights. It was a tough night for both offenses, but the Lakers really haven't found a great offense, um, here whatsoever lately. And I don't know, Kyle Kuzma, I have had so much hopes for him to be great. Couple few nights ago, he had a nice 24 points, even though they lost. And then the next night, I think he scored 4, and then he scored 2, or he scored 2, and then he might have scored 4 or a little bit more. And I don't know what's going on with this kid. And he's playing a lot of minutes, so he can't blame that on anything. He always plays close to 30 minutes or more here lately. So, again, he can't blame it the minutes. So, I don't know what this kid, or if it's Frank Vogel just shutting him completely down to not let him do his thing. Alex Caruso has not been the same since last season. I think he had about 10 points last night, which was better than what he had been playing. And I don't remember all the who had what, but like I said, the Lakers made a lot of mistakes during the off season. They didn't make any moves during, before, and after the trade deadline, and now the season is about to be over. Whether they can make the playoffs is yet to be seen. But now you have the Golden State Warriors, who have now moved into the 8th seed. They have one loss more than the Grizzlies, but they also have one more win than the Grizzlies. So the Golden State Warriors get the edge, and they have moved into the 8th seed. So there you go. This is just unbelievable, and I have been keeping up, and it's been backwards and forwards. In the Western Conference, Phoenix was the number 1 seed in the West, but I think now Utah has taken the number 1 seed back. But I think them and Phoenix do have the same record now. I know Denver had taken the 3rd seed, and the Clippers had fell to 4. But when Denver lost to the Lakers, Denver may have fell back to 4, and the Clippers back to 3. And of course, now the Mavericks have moved back to the 5th seed. The Lakers have moved up to the 6th seed. Portland at the 7, and Golden State at the 8. As we look into the Eastern Conference, I know that Philadelphia have been up and down, but right now, the last I checked earlier tonight, was they are now the top seed in the Eastern Conference. The second one is the Brooklyn Nets, followed by the Milwaukee Bucks, followed by I believe it is the New York Knicks, If that doesn't surprise you, I don't know what else does. Um, then the number fifth seed is the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, how unbelievable is that? Then after Atlanta being the fifth seed, Miami, who was looking really down and out, has now moved back up into the sixth seed. While the Boston Celtics is another team having troubles this season. They have fallen back to the seventh seed because they was moving up to, I think they was back into the fourth seed, but now they have fallen back all the way into the seventh seed. And the eighth seed, the Charlotte Hornets, are still, I think they're 2 games below 500, and they're just hanging on for dear life with Indiana right there close. Washington making a big, strong move. They're not far behind, and Washington could still maybe get to eighth seed. I think they would be a tough team to beat in the first round. So people need to look at these things. But again, LeBron James, I have never been a fan of LeBron James. When he made the move to come to the Lakers, the Lakers was been so bad over the last 5, 6 years. I was saying, if he could help them win, bring him on, okay? So LeBron, he comes in, they struggle, started the first 3 games, I think, in losses. Then they came back, ended up being a playoff team, and then LeBron got hurt. And after that happened, the Lakers slowly dropped out down in the standings. And then by the time that LeBron came back, then other guys like Brandon Ingram or Alonzo Ball and other guys got injured over and over, and they was never able to get close to the playoffs after that. But then last season they was able to wrangle up a lot of great players, like Danny Green, Anthony Davis, Rajon Rondo, and Dwight Howard, and they kept JaVale McGee, and they had Avery Bradley. I mean, they had a very great team. And I hated that they lost Avery Bradley this season. He got to stay with the Houston Rockets. They did not cut him. But I so much wished that he would have been able to have a reunion back with the Lakers. But anyway, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You have to try to win with what you have. Like I said, the matchups and the things that I'm seeing just don't make sense. And against, like I said, Lakers would lose definitely against Denver. I know the Lakers, they pull one out, but they're not beating the Los Angeles Clippers without LeBron James and Dennis Schroeder. That is just the facts of everything. There's just, they don't have enough pieces. Anthony Davis, he's not going to be able to do it on his own unless he has a huge night. If Anthony Davis would have a huge night and maybe somebody else, then I could see the Lakers having a shot. Other than that, the Lakers don't have any pieces that can be combined enough to stop the Clippers. But again, we can hope. But it's realistically, it's not happening. They're only one game above Portland. I think they're about 4 games above Golden State. Uh, so, like I said, the Lakers are so close uh, to that they could easily, with LeBron not playing the next 2 games, if they lose both games, I'm gonna have to put blame on him if he could have played. Man, this is the NBA. Um, Again, that's why I loved Kobe Bryant so much. I know people say, well, you just, take up for Kobe because um, he was your favorite player. But yes, he was my favorite player. But I've seen Kobe Bryant be playing with broken fingers. I've seen him dislocate a finger. He go over on the sideline, pop it back in, and go right back out there and play. This guy, he was a machine. He was mentally about basketball, and I just gotta say, shout out to Kobe Bryant's fans, and I just want to say we miss you, Kobe. When Kobe retired, I'm telling you, it hit me hard, and but then after he lost his life, um, it was just too soon. It was just too soon for him to go. But I don't make those decisions. Um, the man upstairs, he makes those decisions, not me. But again, as we look to the future for the rest of this season, with Dennis Schroeder being out maybe for the rest of the regular season, I don't know how the Lakers will be able to make it into the playoffs, especially with LeBron refusing. I mean, he's not going to be playing it's like I said, it's just one thing after another that has hurt the Lakers this season, injury after injury. These protocols, I don't know. I get it if somebody has caught something um, or something like that, and keep them safely. But like I said, a lot of these protocols makes no sense. And now trying to Dennis Schroeder may be completely, like I said, out for the rest of the regular season, and it's and to me it's just not right. Dennis Schroeder is a guy that he can bring at least 20 points or more as a point guard, and well, they're going to be without him for a while. And LeBron, maybe he's looking at it and say, well, I could take a couple games off. We're starting to get a little lead. This is not the time to take your foot off the pedal. And, if anybody, like I said, you could leave in the comment section what you think about LeBron James. But I'm just being honest and all. In like I said, I can't prove it. I can't say it's fact. But I just think, like I said, it's just awful odd that he would come back to play against 2 losing teams, get beat, and pretty much, well, I'm not going to play against the Clippers. And, he didn't play against the Nuggets, and they still won. And, well, to me, that looked like to me it would give him some little bit of hope, and he would come back and play again. But, so like I said, nothing surprises me anymore. And that's why I tell you never say never, because like I said, the Lakers have went through this all season long. And even if they do make the playoffs, they are not going to be able to defend their title. I wish that something would happen to help them, but it's not looking good. It's just not looking good. And the way Phoenix is playing, Utah and others are playing, there's no way the Lakers are getting past the Clippers. They're not getting past Phoenix. They're not getting past Utah. Not in a 7-game series. They're not getting past Denver in a 7-game series. There's a possibility. I don't see them getting past Portland or especially Dallas. I think the only team maybe that they would have a shot is the number 8 seed. But I'm sorry, that's not the first team you're going to get to face. If you're 5th seed, well, right now, if Denver's at the 4, that's who you would be playing. But, it is what it is. So, anyway, I hope everybody's having a good morning. I want to say, hope everybody else has a good day. And, like I said, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to receive all notifications. And like I said, leave a comment at the bottom at what you think about the LeBron situation. And is he is he afraid to play against the Clippers? So anyway, like, share, subscribe. This is your boy, DJ7. This is Sports for Life coming at you. And we're going to end the day with a general salute out to the LDBC. A big shout out to all of the LDBC representatives. There's so many to name, but I want to let you know, LDBC, we are behind you. And everybody, you have a good day, and come back to the channel, like, share, subscribe, because this is DJ7 Sports for Life. We're going to go.